You know, I love eggplant. A lot of health benefits to it. It's light, especially if you don't fry it and bread it. So I have a version of an eggplant rollatini that I think you'll really enjoy, filled with ricotta cheese, sun-dried tomatoes, basil, and we're going to bring that together with a little lemon arugula salad to go on top. It's going to be perfect. You can eat it at room temperature, bring it to work the next day, and it's great if you're getting together for a book club. So stay with me throughout the hour as we make a healthier version of eggplant rollatini. I think you're going to enjoy. I certainly know I will. I'll be back in just a few minutes to get started. Working with eggplant can be really easy. If you're going to be using it for eggplant parmesan or eggplant rollatini, you want to use a mandolin. I mean, you can find one that's not too expensive, but make sure you use the guard. And you're going to slice it the lengthwise once you take off that initial stem. What's important to work with eggplant is you want to get some of the water out, because otherwise it'll just fill your casserole dish. Two ways of doing this. One, I have some regular sliced if I want to turn it into eggplant parmesan or use it for a sandwich, and I have it cut lengthwise. We're going to season it with salt, coarse salt, and let it sit for about 15 minutes. That's going to drain a lot of the moisture out of the eggplant, make it sweat. And then what I do is I just layer it in this colander for a little bit, and that can sit as the moisture comes out so it doesn't get on your counter. And that's going to work out fine. So we'll do that, like I said, for 15 minutes. Let that start to drain. When it does, it's going to look like this. So then what we're going to do is we're going to line up those pieces onto a cookie sheet, whether it's round for a Parmesan, like I said, we're going to give you two recipes this way, or if it's just going to be the traditional rollatini way. So we're going to pop this in the oven at a low heat just to be able to get a little more moisture out and to get it pliable. It's pretty pliable now, as you can see from using the mandolin, but it's going to be much easier. On these smaller pieces towards the end, for uniformity, just put them to the side, and again, that can be for a baked eggplant sandwich another time. So it sat, it drained, and now it's going to go in the oven, okay? We'll keep an eye on that. Pull it out when we see it just before it browns, but again, it'll come out of the oven. We'll take a paper towel and we'll pat that. Then we're going to get ready to make the ricotta filling. So the first thing, you know, I use this sauce a lot of times. It's Michael's from Brooklyn, and I love it. I get over at the Fresh Market, and I love the flavor. And it's, you know, it's just that perfect cheat sauce, because our tomatoes locally aren't in right now. If you're going to make tomato sauce, Yoder's Produce has the Romas, and you can simmer that down, but this makes such an easy fix. So I'm going to layer the bottom with some sauce and a slice of tomato. It's almost like making eggplant caprese, right? When we come back, let's make the filling, and I'll show you how to roll them, and we'll bake them up and have a delicious lunch. So we have the eggplant that we've taken the moisture out. Now it's been in the oven, and we've let it cool just for a little bit. A couple pieces may just fall apart. You can just put that on the edge of your casserole dish, which is going to be fine, okay? So we're going to let that stretch out. We're going to take full ricotta. We don't want to get the low-fat kind because we don't want to add any liquid to this. We're going to add some shaved Parmesan, saving some shaved Parmesan just to go with that arugula lemon salad, which is going to be really nice. Now think out of the box a little bit. You can add some sun-dried tomatoes if you want. I mean, this is just going to be really easy and fresh and delicious, so have fun with it, with the things that you like. So what we're going to do is we're going to take a little dab. Well, that's more than a little dab, right? Because that's the best part, is the filling. And we're just going to roll, and we're going to layer this right on top of that tomato, okay? And you see the bright, big pieces of Parmesan cheese. I prefer to use this type of Parmesan cheese for this dish instead of the grated that's very fine, because I really want to taste it as it comes in to the flavor. Eggplant's going to pick up, like spinach, is going to pick up the flavors that surround it. So let's do one more here, and then I'll show you the topping, which is always really good. Okay, there we go. So we have one row done. This is not something you want to layer. Eggplant Parmesan is something you want to layer. But we have these rolls. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a few sun-dried tomatoes, about every other one, and put it on there. And then I'm going to slice some fresh mozzarella cheese And that's how we're going to do it. This is going to go in the oven just like that. We'll finish it up on break. When it comes out of the oven, look at that. Isn't that perfect? I mean, you can just carry it to any party that you're going to, even down to sunset, because it can be served at room temperature. Simple arugula salad. Salt and pepper, good quality olive oil, zest of lemon. I think that's really important to get the zest right in there. And then let's cut the lemon open and get a little of that lemon juice in there. Take those seeds out right there so we don't have to worry about them. Catch any other seeds that come down. Look at this, right? Nice, fresh, bright. And that's going to counter the acid from the tomato sauce. A little olive oil. That alone is going to stand perfectly, but if you want to drizzle a part of balsamic vinegar, that's going to be great too. So let me plate it up, get ready for lunch, and we'll be back in just a few minutes for a taste. So here we have it, the eggplant rollatini, much lighter because we haven't breaded it and fried it. It's going to cut down on the calories, easier to be gluten-free this way. Even if you are avoiding dairy, you can always make a nut cheese, like a cashew nut cheese, and use that instead of the other cheeses. And it's just going to be light and delicious, serves beautifully, and we have that arugula salad with lemon juice and zest of lemon and shaved Parmesan. Now, if you want this recipe, just log on to mysuncoast.com, click on recipes, and it will be there in about 24 hours. And remember, we have a contest every week. Sign up for our culinary newsletter, and if you haven't already, if you have, you're entered in, and every week we pull out a name randomly that's going to win a $50 gift card to our dining page. So check out the dining page, look at the different restaurants that are on our website, click on their websites. You might find wine dinners and special tastings and events that are happening all season long.